Welcome back to the Aspen Shed. As alluded to in the last video, I'd forgotten about the plug hole. Now I've drilled a plug hole, but it hasn't helped me very much. I've drilled it in the wrong place, I think. But I'll just show you what my problem is. Just bear with me a second. Well, this is the problem. My two valves are obviously in the middle of the cylinder head, so I got to come in from the side, which I did. I'm not very good at angles and working out where things going to finish up. Anyway, I managed to get this where I wanted it, but after I got it there, then I had a look at a my brain stopped being. I had a look at a glow plug instead of looking at a glow plug first and then deciding where to drill the hole. So, glow plug, it looks small until you turn over and see it's got to go in there. That's no problem, but it has got to be countersunk in there, so the tip of it comes through to the inside of the cylinder head, I think. And there's the problem. I haven't got enough room there to countersink it, because not only you've got a 8mm to clear the dear me, my brain's gone, to clear the hex on the top of the plug, you've also got to be able to clear the spanner to put it in. So I've come to a screaming halt in the last couple of days while I ponder what to do. One of the things I could do is block that hole with a plug and remachine. And I think remachining, I'm going to have to put a flat in across there, like that, and somehow, well, I'll probably be able to drill from the inside out at an angle, but I've got to put it by there, which will just give me enough room, especially if I put a flat on it and machine a flat into there. I'll have enough room between those two bolt holes and the hole for the plug. That hole is bored at 3mm angle, and it came up where I wanted it, between the head bolt and the valves. But most of this problem is caused because I had to change the orientation of the holes in the head. Here's the head on the Firefly. It's causing me more problems than I first thought. That's the head on the Firefly. But to get the bolts in the 4-stroke, I've had to go fore and aft instead of like that. If they'd have been like that, I could have come in through here, no problem, plenty of room. But they're not. And if I'd have tried to put them in there, then this bolt hits where my rocker box is. So that's the dilemma I'm in at the minute, and I haven't come up with sufficient plan of how to bore this hole to make sure either boring from the outside or boring from the inside. The inside seems to be the better bet, but I'm very restricted on the angle I can go, and I still don't want to bore another hole through there and finish up with it by here, which will be too close again for that. So the only other thing I could do is try countersinking this head bolt further down, which might just give me enough room. If I machine the spanner, I could get a little bit off the spanner and get the bolt of the plug, say, halfway down. But I think if it was put in at the top, the extra combustion area and compression area would be too much. As I say, I'm winging this, I'm playing by ear, and things don't quite work out sometimes. So that's where I'm up to, and I'm stuck at the minute. I haven't got a sufficiently good plan to progress any further. So what I did today to just alleviate the boredom a bit was I've wanted a tool post grinder for some time, and I've seen various methods on YouTube for making them with flexible drives and all sorts. But I saw this Hilda die grinder, 400 watt, and it's got a chuck and a bearing at the front, which seemed a better idea to me. So what I've done is I've made a mounting plate like that, which mounts with 3 bolts to the back of the casting on the die grinder. I've seen other people make a clamp to fit round here, but this has got a 1/2 mil taper on it. I didn't fancy the idea, and when I saw the three positions, 3 bolts holding the front to the back, I thought, well, I'm going to mount mine there, and I made a start, and as usual I hadn't thought it through, and the front was clamped to the body with 3 self tappers, which wouldn't have lasted many seconds, taking this on and off or whatever. One slight over tight and you would strip the plastic. So what I did was I put slots in 10 mil back from the front of the case and to the depth of the body, and then just in the middle I put an extra little depth to accommodate part of the nut. So now I've got nut and bolt through, which is obviously a better thing than self tappers. So it's worked. It's on there solid, mounts in my quick change tool post. I can either have it that way or on the length of the lathe, or I can swap it round on the tool post holder and put it in sideways on for drilling holes. So I've got one now. I haven't used it yet, but I've got one. So this was just milled, well, sawn out of a piece of 12mm steel, mild steel. You know, it's got all the mill scale on it, so I machined all that off, brought it to size, cut it basic shape with a bandsaw, and then milled it up. Faced it to get rid of all the scale. I might knock these corners off, but other than that, it's done and finished. The holes are countersunk 7mm to accommodate the size of bolts I got, and it's nice and solid. So that's the other thing I've been playing with, just to try and clear my head a bit while I think of what the hell to do with a glow plug. So there you go. So till the next time, thanks for watching, subscribing, liking and hanging out in the shed. P.S. Well, would you Adam and Eve it? I got it in. It's about 5mm, 4mm off where it should be. And if I had another go, I could probably get it a bit lower. Even got room for the spanner. I don't know why I'm holding it up the wrong side, do I? Even got all room for the spanner there. It's taking a little bit out of the front of the head bolt hole, but that's no problem. I was saying, just see the end of the glow plug there. So I overcome it by thinking, well, no, I didn't. What I did was I just tried opening out the hole with a countersink reamer thing, and that went in. That was about 9mm, I think it was. And then without moving the mill, I put a 10mm down, and that went all the way down. I still couldn't get the span around it, and then I thought, I'll chance my arm on a 12mm cutter. I got about 3mm down before it started to touch, just started to touch the valve guide, only barely, if that. So then I put an 11.5mm drill in it and went all the way to where I wanted. Now I can get a spanner on it as well. So that's the head just about done now. We've just got the rockers to do. So I'll come back when I've had another brainstorm. Bye for now.